What's up, creative community, and welcome back to the COACHMC studio. Studio? Where the hell is our studio? Well, the studio is in our heart, and this is part of the Ready to Perform acting outdoor session. Because if you're part of our acting training program, or of our public speaking program, or of our creative enhancement program, then you might as well end up being out here at the port in Miami Beach. So if you're privileged enough to live in the greater Miami area, then this is definitely also part of your training if you're hitting the COACHMC studio, because this is the place where we'll help you actors, performers, entertainers to shape unique, remarkable, and very intriguing behavior deliveries and to stand out with your audition, no matter where the audition is taking place, no matter what you're auditioning for. It's about communicating your ideas, your speech, your monologue, your emotions in the most impactful, authentic, and genuine way. So today, part of the program is to get a monologue that we worked on with one of our clients and to taking outdoors to stress test our nerves, our operating system, to kind of see how our environment, right, the wind, the clouds, the palms, the people, the noises, how they infect us, how they impact us, and how they change our behavior delivery. Because once we train everything in our beautiful, quiet, comfortable, and safe environment, we need to take it out there to see where inconsistencies happen, to see what kind of distracts us, to see how that also changes us, right? How the wind changes us, how the sun informs our system, how all these noises kind of change the way we're approaching our behavior delivery. So let's jump in today's video and let's analyze a bit closely what we're doing today and how that can help us to perform in an even more remarkable way. So let's see what's cooking. We met with our client Eric on the beach. What we did there, first of all, is we opened our senses a little bit. We did a little bit of breath work, kind of letting in the emotions and letting in the different elements, the sea, the wind, bit of rain that was still there, kind of watching and observing the clouds rushing by, which is a beautiful thing to do. It's kind of informing our physicality, our mind, our voice, right, in a different way compared to what we usually do in the studio or in our rehearsal program, right? When we are having our audition prep at home, everything is safe and comfortable, or, you know, in our sliders and our shorts and kind of roaming free with our ideas. Now outdoors, we have to battle with the noise, battle with the elements, kind of resisting the temptation of, you know, getting lower with our voice or being too much impressed. We have to bridge the elements, right? We have to connect from one center line, from our center line, the speaker, to the listener, to the other center line. And therefore, different equations that come into the acting formula are super important to experiment in order to, you know, stick your antennas even further out to perceive even more. And so that's why we did some breath work at the beach. We let the waves kind of inform us. Then we did a few emotional exercises where we jump from one field into the other. One field meaning one emotion. Let's jump from happy into sad. Let's jump from sad into disgust. Let's jump from disgust into surprise. Let's see how that changes our monologue, our text, our perception of the character that we're playing, about the world that we're in, right? Sometimes just by switching the emotion, you kind of, you realize different things about the information that was contained in the text, and now all of a sudden you emphasize maybe something completely else. Maybe you find one word now more compelling than another sentence. Maybe one line kind of loses its importance and then there is another line that sticks out all of a sudden. And this is why we're doing this, to get a different information from the environment. Basically, it's just to add colors to our palette so we can, you know, brush this behavioral canvas in a manifold way and kind of see different shapes and forms now coming to life. Then from the emotional exercise, we went into kind of, you know, trying to physically bridge the wind that was going on the beach with our vocal image to leave an impression, even though it was harder to communicate. Sometimes that can happen in the audition room as well. Sometimes it's very noisy, it's very distracting. You have alarms, you have signals, you have like an ambulance driving by, and you need to stick to your program. You need to kind of draw people into your world. So sometimes you have to intensify your vocal image, right? Your vocal output. Sometimes you have to de-intensify, you know, decrease the intensity a bit to get them closer to you, to make it more intimate. So we were playing with a couple of oscillations there on the beach, which was a beautiful exercise to kind of to warm up our senses, a little bit of our body as well, with some qigong to kind of be more transparent and more translucent to the occasion. Then we went on to kind of just sit down and we just observe pedestrians, which is a great exercise. I love this. This is probably one of my favorite acting exercises, is just try to observe very accurately and very closely how somebody is walking and try to kind of imitate that as accurate as originally as possible. Because by understanding how a person walks, how that person behaves, how that person moves, you can understand that person's psychology, that person's inner state. The outer state informs the inner state and vice versa. So at the beach, we were working from the inside to the outside by kind of declaring our emotion. We were seeing how that was on the surface kind of manifesting, right? How the physicality was reacting to the emotionality. Now here we're doing the whole different thing, right? A completely opposite thing. We were first of all looking at the outside structure, and through determining exactly how the outside structure would look, we could tell a lot about the inner structure, about the inner life, about the inner turmoils, about the inner world. And so again, it's all about staying flexible, adaptable, by trying as many things as we could to kind of inform our system, our mind and our physicality, our vocal image and our visual language, how a character is behaving. So when you see someone walking by and you imitate that walking style, you can tell what that person is thinking. You can tell what it's going on with that person, right? And so therefore, this is a beautiful exercise that kind of helps us to deepen the knowledge about the character even more, and to think of the character that we're currently working on our text is like, how is my character actually moving? Where is this character coming from? Is this a working class character? Is this an artist? Is this someone who's completely out of this world? How would someone who has that type of background move and behave? What type of mannerisms would that person display, right? All these beautiful questions are coming into fruition when we are doing these types of exercises. And then we just turned our backs to the pedestrians and we turned our gaze to the port. We just watched and observed the ships coming in and coming out, especially the cargo ships, and we're asking ourselves, looking at all these boxes and all these cargo containers, what do they contain? What's inside of those containers? Because it's called relationship, and one of the most important things that we need to establish as a character in a scene is the relationship with the other character. So again, what are we shipping out? What are we receiving? What are we loading? What are we unloading, right? Because life is a piece of information that comes from different elements, right? We assemble all these mosaic pieces from different sources, from various elements, and then all of a sudden we create a new picture. And so people don't know our motivations. 90% of the time it's completely obscure to them why we behave in the way we behave, and kind of try to figure out what's inside of those closed compartments where you can't see in. This is how we trigger our imagination again, and also how we inform our inner state. Like, we're shipping information back and forth, center line to center line. So what is your shipment containing? What emotional package are you delivering as the character? What is it that you like to unload? And what is it that you like to, to take as a load into your container as well? Kind of asking those questions is super important. With all this information, with all this warm up, with all these sensors now kind of fine-tuned to the occasion, we went into the monologue, right? We went into kind of practicing the monologue, really kind of opened himself up to the occasion and lived up to that moment. He delivered a great piece of monologue coming from the Breakfast Club movie, which I love. I think it's a super important monologue to kind of, kill your idols, understand this coming of age type of, mindset is like what I leave behind and what I'm looking forward to and what I have to do in the process in order to get my redemption and growing up. This is what we all do, right? As creators, as actors, as performers. So therefore, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you get the most out of it. Let me know in the comment section below what part of the exercise you enjoyed the most, what you felt like you can take right away and implement it into your workflow, into your audition prep. If you're interested in more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, activate the bell so you get informed every time we grind out a new video. And if you like to get in touch with me and maybe work on your next monologue into your next project, and maybe if you're from the Miami area, I'd love to kind of entertain this outdoor session as well, hit me up with an email through readytoperform.com. Just send me a text message. Let's get into a discovery session. If we're a great match for each other, let's start a new, beautiful, creative adventure where you are now finally offering what you're capable of to your audience, to your casting director, to your self-tape project, right? And now, guys, I feel like this is time now for enjoying the day, right? Get a text, go out there, perform, record yourself, have fun in the process, and try these different elements out, because they will all enrich your core product, your core value proposition. Thank you so much for watching. See you with the next video. Now you're ready to perform.